Hello, and welcome back to my channel. How you doing? In honor of Mother Wendy. Now, let me just say this. So, when I say let me just say this, I'm about to drop some tea on you and some real legit science information. And this is where Wendy is even going wrong. Windows Cell 400. We about to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac season 8. Episode 2 recap of the reunion. Okay, now I'm gonna start with this. I'm gonna start with the tweets, and then I'm gonna go down to the episode. But first of all, I want to give you some knowledge, because knowledge is power, right? Now, a lot of our problem is that we refer to biblical texts for scientific information, right? And we do this out of habit and not out of knowledge. You sit up in school and you learn all these things and you never, ever break them down to make them apply to what's really realistic because you want to refer to religion. And that's not how any of this works. The Bible has people thinking that the African is a cursed people, or that we are the descendants of Ham. And then you have some religions saying that we are descendants of the 12 tribes of Judah. None of this is scientifically proven, right? I'm going to drop some science on you, and this is going to explain colorism in its most broken down form. It seems to me like Wendy does not even know this. I don't know if Wendy's family grew up in villages or what the case was. I think maybe her family probably grew up in modern day Nigeria. Whatever the case is, that's not how we're going to look at things. We're going to look at things from an African perspective. How our DNA is made up. Everybody, especially women pass down what we call mitochondrial DNA. I'm telling you about the scientific division of the races and how they came about. And it's a scientific explanation, right? So let's go to Mendel's laws. Let's use the most simple explanation of Mendel's law. Mendel's law, right? We're going to do it because the way he did it was to explain it to white people. And it wasn't to explain it to black people until I broke down the way humans, not black and white, but how humans can be, our form can be broken down by Mendel's law. And this, look it up. Everything is alleged in my opinion. But, look it up for yourself. All you have to do is track Mendel's law. In Mendel's law, what we learned in the 7th grade was 2 brown-eyed people, dark hair, 2 blonde-eyed people, 2 blonde-haired people, blue eyes, make Caucasian people with blonde hair, blue eyes. Didn't refer to Africans, by the way, in any way. I was like looking at that when I was younger. I used to be like, where is it? Where is our DNA? Why is it specific only to brown eyes and blue eyes? Caucasian people. Even though our eyes are actually not black. Our eyes are actually dark brown. But they don't refer to that. And so this is how the DNA is made up, right? We have what we call the recessive gene and the dominant gene, right? So when the 2 brown-eyed people get together with dark hair, 9 times out of 10, they're going to make a brown-eyed, dark-haired person, right? We're going to do it the Caucasian style. Break it down to you. In science, when 2 blue-eyed people with blonde hair get together, they are going to make a blue-eyed, blonde-haired child. But what you have to understand is that these 2 blue-eyed, blonde-haired people 4, because it takes 4 people to make a child. Let's do it this way. And the blue eyes are a recessive gene. Recessive genes let's go to the animal world, the animal kingdom. Recessive genes in the animal kingdom are considered weak. Okay? Are we together? We got it now? They are considered very, very weak genes. In humans, for some reason, these recessive genes have somehow become what we think is dominant. Right? We're talking about Giselle and Robin. I'm going to get to them. Okay? And because of these recessive gene people and how they have colonized the planet, we think they are dominant because they dominate. That's not how any of this works. We're going by science here. Okay? So Caucasian skin is also recessive. Now we stand in the animal kingdom, right? If two brown lines make a white line, they immediately kill it. Yeah. Reality. I didn't study this stuff for nothing. Or paid attention to when my mama was watching her animal pictures. Same thing with two black bears. If two black bears make a white bear in the wild, they kill it. In order for these white species to survive in the wild, 9 times out of 10, researchers and zoologists go to save the animal. So they don't talk about this in equivalent and make it equivalent to how humans operate. But this is the truth. Because that's considered weakness in the animal kingdom. So the parents kill those weak species because they know they can't survive the prey. Because they are they catch the eye of prey easily. So in a way, it's kind of a way to protect them. Right? So that's why they always say, ooh, look at the pretty white bear. Look at the pretty white lion. Look at the pretty white tiger. But if you go back and look, even with Sigmund and Freud, who were making these two white lions together or two white tigers together, when they made please delete that. I'm saying, when they made other lions and they made other tigers, even with Sigmund and Freud, a lot of people did not know that. And that's part of the reason why Freud or Sigmund, I can't remember which one it was, got attacked. Because it's always a mild considered what they call an R word, ardation, with these animals in the animal kingdom. I'm going to get back to humans in a minute. I'm going to get there. Just hold on. So, with that being said, these animals always have some kind of deformity. Nobody ever paid attention to them. You just saw the rare white color and how beautiful they looked because they were rare, looking to our eye, the human eye. But in the animal kingdom, weak, recessive. Okay? Same thing applies to humans. You have 3 races, right? You have the Negroid, Caucasoid, and the Mongoloid. The Mongoloid are the yellow races. The Caucasoid are the white races. But there are many variations of the Negroid. This is why it is scientifically proven that the Negroid is the creator of all races. Breaking it down to you this way. All colors can be created by a Negroid woman. If you would go back and read the book, The Isis Papers, Dr. Francis Cress Wesley breaks down scientifically how Caucasians became a race. Caucasians are people of the recessive trait created through mitochondrial DNA from the black woman. So y'all ain't ready for that. Y'all ain't ready for it. But I'm giving it to you real and raw like I do. Okay? So in humans, because this recessive trait, race has dominated, not through DNA, but through colonization, we think they're better. And the closest thing to them is better as well. The way that Caucasians, and I mean majority Caucasians, because a lot of black people understand it. They just don't want to see Robin and Giselle and Karen and Ashley, who I call the khaki colored clip. They don't want to see them as anything other than beautiful. It's something to worship. Something that's closer to this Caucasoid recessive people. Right? Because they colonized, and when they colonized, they dominated. I bet you any amount of money, Giselle and Robin have to wear sunscreen. Africans born in America, a lot of us have to wear sunscreen. But an African born in indigenous Africa, not touched by colonization, and I'm not talking about Ethiopia, I'm talking about deep in the jungles and the villages that were disturbed when we were colonized. First of all, the DNA that's made up from these Africans do not possess any type of Neanderthal DNA. Second of all, a lot of Africans and African Americans don't believe that we are variations of color. Yes. The deeper you go into Africa, the darker you're going to get. And that's, again, sun protection. But due to the fact that we produce melanin, period, it still is a natural sun protection no matter what they tell you. Do we get skin cancer? Yes. Is it rare? Yes. But they don't tell you that. They'll talk about how black women are more prone to get ovarian cancer and breast cancer, but they never talk about how skin cancer is killing Caucasoids at a very high rate. Right? Now, as an African American, being that I'm a browner toned African, yes, I would have to wear sunscreen because of the fact that the sun is being destroyed by the very people who dominate and colonize the world. All the indigenous people that are natural, that's a lot of the reason why they didn't want to be colonized, and the ones that do not allow people to colonize them to this day, what they call them primitive. Like in South Africa, it's a protected village in South Africa where they don't allow them to let the Caucasoid who took over South Africa, the Dutch, they don't let them intermingle. It's not because of race. It's because of that village's choice. Because they want to remain indigenous and preserve their culture. Look it up. I didn't make it up. That's why we need to have knowledge of self. We already have knowledge of themselves, but we don't have knowledge of self. And this is how you can explain the way Giselle and Robert are treated different. Oh, it hurt my feelings so bad, now the tear dropping out of Robin. For you to be calling me colorist. No, we're not saying that you are personally colorist, because I don't think Robin is personally colorist. I honestly think that she is, what little melanin she has, I think she's proud of it. But what she does not understand, is not taking responsibility for, is that it is a fact that you benefit from looking white. The reality is, and so disappointing in other Africans, is that we say that Candace is colorist. Candace is not colorist because she married a white man. People think that she wanted to delete her brown skin DNA. If she really wanted to delete her brown skin DNA, she wouldn't be wishing for a brown skin baby, which probably won't happen 9 times out of 10. And a lot of people calling Chris dingy, and she picked up from the bottom of the barrel. If you're going to pick up a white man, pick up something better than Chris that wasn't behind on child support. A lot of the reason why Chris is in the predicament is because it was his choice. If you look back at season 2 or season 3, when Candace first came on, she was considering marrying Chris way back then. Yes, Mama Dot did attack his pockets. But if you also look back on that, she said he chose not to be a part of his family's fortune because he wanted to make it on his own, unlike Candace. Candace wanted to be a spoiled, pampered princess. He didn't want to be a spoiled, pampered prince. So he divided himself from his family, who has a lineage in the Baltimore area. A lot of people don't understand that Dorothy already explained that. So Chris is straight if he decided to get back into living the lifestyle that his family originally provided for him. He is a generational wealth Caucasian male. He chooses to try to make it on his own, and he's trying to make it on his own by doing the chef thing. It's neither here nor there. I'm just saying it's not lost upon Giselle. It may be lost upon Robin because she's a dissy idiot. But it's not lost upon Giselle the benefits that she gets from sitting her white-looking ass up on that stage, getting the best edits, getting producer protection, getting favoritism, whereas the 2 dark-skinned girls over there has to apologize to her. It's not lost upon her. Don't ever get that shit twisted. Well, when I do get monetized, I may not get monetized for this video because I'm going to give it to you real and raw. I don't give a fuck. This whole issue that has pissed me off. And I talked about it when I first started reviewing RHOP. Now, if they are guaranteeing that Wendy won't be back next season, I might watch the first episode just to see how they're going to get in on Karen about this drunk driving thing. But I'm out. This damn show is not going to raise up my blood pressure looking at the damn ignorance on there. And now that I have watched the episode and I have processed the episode and I have watched the solar eclipse and Campfire and the DJ Rich's guy, I am ready to give you the rest of my commentary on this matter. So the ring opens up and we're still talking to Mia about who's the pappy. And Mia says she knows her body and she knows who the pappy is. This is Daddy G's son because for the simple fact that she did IUI. And when she did IUI, it was around the time that she was ovulating. I'm just explaining the science. So that means she knows that it was Gordon's baby. But if she was twirling and laying up with ink within those 72 hours, that doesn't necessarily mean that the child is Gordon's child. I'm just saying. Because for the simple fact that if you had capitulated within those 72 hours, the egg could have already been ready to be fertilized. And the IUI didn't take. Maybe Sink, whatever his name is. Ink, Bink, Trink, whatever it is. Maybe his swimmers were a little bit stronger than Gordon's old nasty G's. So you still might need to go get a DNA test. So Karen tries to break it up and she's like, well, I don't care who's the father of the baby children are off limits. So we break that up finally. Is this man, the rapper DJ, is that the man you heard about, Karen? Yes. How did you hear about him, Karen? Well, at her party, they linked up and then Mia said, it wasn't there. We didn't link up there. But let me just say about Mia, when she has so many conflicting stories, you really don't know what to believe coming out of her, out of those lying lips. Because 1 minute it's inheritance, 1 minute it's foster care, the next minute she don't know how old G is. He is in his 70s or 80s. She don't know how old he is. I think he's like 73, 74, 75, old enough to be her granddad. She don't know how old she is. She had to post a license on Twitter, X, to show how old she was. So what do we know? And a lot of people believe this love triangle is a scheme and a plot set up by Todd to come to us to be shit. And so we want to make sure we get that title right. Radio personality, 20 marks. We got it. We got it, Mia. We know that Ink is the man. So nobody called me to check on me, when Gordon was acting this way. I mean, it's not that it's Gordon's money. It is. It's because he's like raw after me. And, nobody came to check on me. Oh, we did. Oh, the right side of the couch with the cactus over there. And Ashley. And then the girls who they deem as beneath them because they're dark skinned just said we're not in a good place. You splash water or some kind of drink in my face. Girl, no. And I think it was a drink because, like I said, if you splash drinks and alcoholic beverages in your face, it's just like rubbing alcohol in your face. It's a very, very strong, harsh substance to be thrown in your face. And let's not forget, she did smack her with a purse as well. So what am I reaching out to you for? And, out of sisterhood, Wendy says that she could have dropped the bazooka on her like she likes to do, but she reserved that because, Daddy G was dragging her in the press. And when I say dragging, honey, just like a horse dragging a cowboy when they fall off and get their... Have you ever seen a horse drag a cowboy when they get the foot hung in the, what's those things you hear? It's not spurs. Whatever the things that you hit the horse's sides with to make them go. Will you hook your feet in? I've seen that in person at a rodeo. When I tell you that ain't what you want to see, it is the most pitiful thing, especially if you're on those up there on those bucking broncos. It's so sad to see, and the animal doesn't care. You can spend all that time with that animal, and that animal is gonna keep on doing what the animal does. That bucking bronco is gonna keep on bucking and dragging. And 9 times out of 10, it's always the poor clowns that have to come out there and get that poor cowboy. But anyway, that's the way she was being dragged by Gordon. And Wendy and Candiace are correct. They did not join in with it. And when this story first dropped, the first thing popped out on Twitter X was, I knew it. Candiace was just faking. This all above it all type of attitude that she has is not legit anymore. And it was clear in that interview that Candiace said that she didn't want any parts of the bullshit because Gordon went to the people that she had issue with intentionally. Use your common sense. I tried to get people to see that on Twitter. I tweeted as much as I possibly could that it was actually a ploy. So word on the street is that old boy got his bachelor's in cool arts and sciences. That boy that was 27 years younger than Giselle, I might be exaggerating, but we know what it is. The gay boys seem to think that he is a member of the family. And I have tendency to believe so as well. If he's not a member of the family, he likes women with even less melanin than Giselle. Scandinavian descent, perhaps. Caucasoid from the Caucasoids of Caucasoid Mountains, perhaps. Even lighter than Italians, perhaps. The original Caucasoid. The blue eyes, the blonde hair, and extremely clear. I said what I said. Then we go on to the issue with Giselle's father being in the hospital and Wendy's reaction. Giselle's father is in the hospital and Wendy's reaction. I said what I said the last time. How much compassion can you have for someone who has literally talked about your mother the way she talked about her mother? Now, I am in agreement with Giselle. She probably did not know that, and that's the first truth that Giselle told up on the stage the whole night. She probably didn't know that Wendy's mother was in the hospital. However, Wendy didn't know that her father was sick and down with brain cancer. Giselle, you yourself said you didn't know that he was sick and down with brain cancer. What Mia told Wendy was that he was in the hospital. So basically, that's an even wash. And then when somebody that you don't like did show you compassion, which is Candiace, you got even people that did not like Candiace had a hard time trying to twist and configure their way into making this right, what you did in that moment. She's crying. She's cried at the drop of a hat. I'm as tough as anybody can be. But if I see a strong person like Giselle, and this pains me to say it because I don't want to give her any type of compliment, but that's what it is. If I see a strong person like Giselle crying, especially somebody like her, then that emotion kind of evolves and carries on into my spirit. And even as much as I dislike Giselle, my eyes got a little teary myself last night because I saw that was one of her weakest moments. It wasn't any kind of way that she could fight. But then I came back, I stepped myself right back into reality when that heifer said what she said, which was, this is not about her. She always crying, even when things are not about her. Basically what she said, bitch, this is about me. And I want the camera on me, not on you. You want the camera on you because you crying for attention. I'm crying because I lost my parent. No. It couldn't have been at all. Being that Candiace is an emotional person, I don't know what Candiace's sign is. I wish I did. She has to be. I don't think she's a Pisces, because I would think I would know if she was a Pisces, Scorpio, or any other water sign. It's water signs that I know for sure. That's two, because I'm a Scorpio and then my sister's a Pisces. But I know for sure these are two very emotional signs. Okay, wait a minute. Did I say? Oh, I know what the other one is. Cancer. Maybe she's a Cancer. Or maybe on a Cancer cusp. But anyway, she's a very, very emotional person. And Giselle knows that. And that was very wicked what she did. Saying this is about me. This is my moment. She's trying to take my moment by crying, sitting over there crying as well. Foolishness. I wouldn't have dropped one solid red tear for that heifer. Now, like I said, I did tear up. But my eyes got real back dry when she said what she said to Candiace. Now, has she ever taken a moment to say, look, girl, I know we don't get along, but I appreciate the sentiment? The old wicked bitch couldn't even do that with her wrinkled ass neck. I can't stand that heifer. Do you hear me? And everybody's like, no. It's just TV. No, it's not TV. Like I said, I used to follow Jamal. I used to watch Jamal, and he's an awesome orator. But when they used to pan the camera to her, because I watched them on TV, when they used to pan the camera, that same look that she has when she's looking straight through you with her head up in the air, kind of scowling and looking down on the rest of the world. That's the same attitude that she had by me looking at that show when I used to look at Jamal's show. And I used to be like, that's his wife? Because I thought the world of Jamal, okay? When I was religious, that was my guy. I still like him, the way he orates. Because, he's awesome at what he does. I cannot take that away from him just because he's a hoe. But I always knew that it was something about her that was very, very cold and very, very distant. Because, like I said, when he would pan the camera to her, he'd say, my beautiful wife, Giselle. Nothing. Now, I've seen First Lady clapping. Hey, preach, Pastor. Act like they ain't even they hug. Hallelujah, Pastor. Sing, Pastor. Even when they can't sing. That's Giselle. Nose in the air above everybody like she does. So much more proof that she doesn't show emotion. And I think in some ways that she's very proud of this. And it might be a defense mechanism because she had to show all of that emotion when Jamal Bryant went to stay out of other people's cuckoo. So I understand in a way because this is how I am in a way about relationships, right? The last time my walls were broken down emotionally was with my children's father, and he passed away. And I think it's the situation where I don't want to be hurt like that again. So I just don't let people in. And I understand that part of Giselle. Giselle was cheated on so much, exposed to STDs, STIs, this man making children on her. And when she went to Sing Sing, allegedly, I guess she might have built up a wall that said, never again. Never again would I let anybody in like that, including my children. Okay? Because that's what it seems like. Seems like that she built up that wall so tough. Now, I'm not saying that Giselle wasn't always like that. But at the same time, I do realize that when a motherfucker almost drives you crazy and you have to go visit Sing Sing allegedly, then you will, in order to keep those emotions at bay, you will probably do just about anything to do so. And her non-reactive personality is a part of that. It's just an emotional blockade, and she goes into protective mode. Shout out to me majoring in psychology. See, a lot of people were trying to read her in this moment, and majoring in psychology, I can sort of see that it's just an emotional wall she's built up. Otherwise, she feels like that she may go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs again. Then that's just the reality of things. So, moving along to Candace and Wendy making the faces. He asked Karen, could you have taken a stronger stance in this moment? And she's like, no, because I'm not responsible for them. Correct. They are grown. And they are not making faces directly at her talking about her daughter and Giselle with any bit of knowledge or any bit of sense. Should have known that. With that whole situation right there, Robin hyped that up. Missy Heifer. But all at the same time, does not know how to have a confrontation with her own man in any way. This man rags the dog shit out of her. And I say rag, intentionally, not drag. You know how you used to bring out an old wet rag that you cleaning with? That's Robin. And that's one. Absolutely. The emotionless person that Giselle is, that's the same type of marriage that Juan and Juanita and Rhop are in. So Karen says, I am just making the point that everyone has made faces, especially in this group when there's discord. Correct. What else can you say in that moment? And by the way, please, 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 Karen, don't do anything else to your face because those lips look horrible. I don't care what anybody says. Some people have even given you best dress. Why? That looks like a damn paper mache in front of your dress. And those lips, you didn't even know what to do with them. They were so misshapen and misformed. It's worse than the duck. Okay? Because I can't think of anything wider and flatter than what your lips look like at this moment. A mess. This bitch is so wicked and evil, and production is totally against Wendy and Candace. Candace Wendy. Candace, you already confirmed that you're leaving. Wendy, go ahead and do the same, baby. I will miss you on the show, but I will. I haven't watched your YouTube channel, but I will make it my business to watch your YouTube channel and make it my business to more so watch your commentary. Because I used to watch CNN, Fox News commentary until I got into commentating myself and raising my children and everything. That takes up time for me watching the news like I used to. But I will make it my business if you will promise to deny coming on this show again. Because that right there, just plain disrespectful. Even talking over Wendy when she said, I congratulated you on where your daughter was going, being that she was going to HBCU and that she was pledging our sorority, the AKAs. Never happened. It didn't happen. Never happened. Roll the tape back. If you have the tape, roll it back. No, of course they don't have it. Conveniently, they don't have the tape showing where Wendy was being the bigger person, as they have been being throughout this whole season, plus this episode. And I'm not understanding how can anybody be on this demon side. And from this point forward, I'm not going to even call her by her name. I'm going to either call her the imp or the demon or the wrinkled neck or the cankle. Because the reason why people attack Giselle on her looks and her not having a man is because she put stock in it. And you have to attack that bitch around the ankles where it really hurts. Because she has so much stock in the way she looks. She sees Candace and Wendy having everything that she does not have. And she's supposed to. And her green-eyed bandit, big sister gorgeous one type of way. And I said, what the fuck I said? This heifer here. No wonder everybody is, I watched the episode, but actually doing the commentary on it, it puts you in a whole different space than you just sitting there watching it for entertainment. And then you pulling out your own emotions on this. I am pulling out my own emotions on this because I can separate a lot of things. But when it comes to being mistreated and put down for being an underdog, and it's clear blatant biases, that shit pisses me off. And that pisses me off personally. And I said what I said. So basically, after that, Giselle explains her whole situation with Jason away, and she tried to make it seem like she doesn't care about him kissing old girl up on the internet. And she's a blonde, blue-eyed herself, isn't she? And she's like, why would she pick her over me? You got a little too much melanin. I told you. Even your light skin can't make you right with Jason. Jason likes them clear. Okay? You have a little, very, 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 very little bit of melanin. And then she says, well, I'm not concerned about what he does past my eyeballs. Whatever, demon. And then Aneka asked her, are you seeing someone else? Because this is the only way Aneka's getting any attention, by asking a few questions. Now, is it? Because last episode, I literally forgot Ashley was there. Now I'm forgetting that Aneka's there. And they really should be the two people that should lead this show. But, Wendy, come out and make your announcement, honey, so you can, drop that bomb on them as well. It's time. You can do what you can do. Girl, I know that a lot of people saying you went student loan debt, as we all are. But by now, with Eddie's employment and yours from this show, if you have balanced your budget right, you don't need this show no more. Or you could do something above this show. I can't take you being mistreated like this on here. And I'm surprised. Well, I know your mama don't like it. Child, I could not. I'd be like, as Monique said, take this little chick. Yeah, I'm not sure if I said she got on the Mia for busting her out because Mia said that she was seeing other people. Mia, whatever, girl. Bye. You know, what's so weird about it's skewed, right? Like when I was watching the game with Caitlin Clark and the Gamecocks yesterday? If you would recall, if you watched the game, Caitlin Clark, out of 4 quarters of play, had 4 fouls. 4. And those 4 fouls, 3 of them came when she was fouling to slow the clock down. Same thing here. Now, you have to give a little few fouls to the other team, don't you? So, the one video to absolve Candace was Giselle saying, he made me go into the room. Equivalent to forcing. However, every time they need proof of what Robin is saying, here comes the tweets that Candace made. Or that video with House of Aaron fraud. Do you see what I'm saying? Again, biases. And they, by the way, they are doing a horrible ass job of hiding. So, as you can see, as emotional as Candace was, the demons, the green-eyed hypocrites, they were emotionless when she was talking about her breast cancer scare. You see how that works? Candace, you're not on the show anymore, but, you know, if you were, they're going to have each other's backs. I looked at them. She's crying. She's giving a testimony, talking about how the lump has shrunk to practically nothing and nothing from them. When I tell you this is amazing news, being that I have someone in my family with breast cancer and my mom died with cancer. Child, about. And then they want somebody to feel some type of way for Giselle's pappy. That same pappy who was a vehement colorist himself. If y'all don't get y'all ass the fuck out my face, I know something. So apparently Bad Blood is about a stolen backup dancer. Hey, I didn't know that either. But what happened is, you know, Candace felt like, because they asked what was Drew's role and why didn't she pick her again. She's like, well, I do business a certain way, and when that business is not done the same way, then I don't want to do business with you anymore. And there's nothing wrong with that. Housewife or no housewife. And you know doggone well by looking at Drew on the show that she will do some dirt in order to get her way and to move ahead. She's not above it. And I don't blame Candace. Say what you want to say. Just because she's another housewife. Yeah, hell, y'all don't like Drew either. So, again, Candace gives the big head demon another khaki, an olive branch. But she's the bad person. After they talk about the lawsuit. Candace came out victorious. But I still be wearing that big-headed demon. And what did she do? I understand. I don't think you knew. But Mama Dot knew. The fan asked the question. Were you trying to gain something financially from this since microfinance is your lifestyle? Well, apparently so. That could have been $2 million to the side for you. Seeing as how he plans on giving you nothing. So Andy is ready to break the fourth wall. And we have to keep in mind, right, that Candace knew what Robin had done prior to the show ending, or what was being said about Chris. So right here, Candace is thinking, wait a minute, what am I doing wrong here? So she basically harasses Robin. So the timeline does not match Robin's details of the events that happened. Once Candace explained that she had been texting Robin wasn't responding, long hair don't care, and then she comes back with the green-eyed hypocrite type of way. Like my white looking ass with the blonde hair. I mean, come on, girl. You weak comeback. Probably all this time when people said that you didn't need to be on the show, and I didn't see it until your situation with Juanita. Because I always thought that you were the one of the calmer heads on the show. And you were more like a buffer, except between Karen, with Karen. But other than that, Now, mind you, looking like a white adjacent woman, she never said about you. She said it's about your little appendage over there. There go Candace apologizing again. I tweeted what I tweeted. It hurt you. I apologize. But this wasn't even her fight. You see, no matter what Giselle does, it always comes back to Robin having Giselle's back. Did I call her Giselle? I didn't mean to call her. I meant the imp. That colorism conversation, it was so extremely hard for me. Who called you colorist, girl? Some people have misgendered you a boy. I called you role play. I never called you colorist. My point is that you benefit from being a Caucasian adjacent woman. But who called you colorist? People hadn't technically called Giselle colorist. I hadn't called Giselle colorist until I saw this episode. I would say she got special favoritism because of her being adjacent to white folks. Yes. But now I'm seeing clearly that definitely Giselle is the colorist for sure. And you are collateral damage, fool. So it comes back on and after break, and Eddie and the rest of the men are there. Eddie's looking fine as he wants to look. I'm trying to tell you now, say what you want to say. When that whole Idris Elba thing came, I'm like, who said? Now, Idris Elba is fine to me, but who said that everybody would agree that Eddie is not just as fine? Idris Elba can look ashy brown to me, but that Eddie always moisturized. What? People are just saying that Idris is the better looking one is because he's on TV and film and is a huge star. That has nothing to do with look. I know plenty of down home brothers that look better than him. Okay, I said what the fuck I said. Now, back to Chocolate Eddie. He says that his cannabis business is doing very well. So they talked to me about being the girlfriend in the DR. Andy says he doesn't understand. I see exactly what she's saying to me. She's saying she was what Carisha is to Diddy. That's what I'm saying in my opinion. As a girlfriend and not a wife yet. And apparently Gordon likes threesomes. So he probably had a plethora of women when they would go to the DR. Chris, what about you? I wasn't wanted to be around. If I'm not wanted, I'm not going to go where I'm not wanted. You better tell your wife that. So they talk about the woman who came out online who eventually admitted that she lied. Said she had an abortion, had all the pictures. And then Robin is sitting there interrogating Chris. Now, Candace didn't say anything, but Chris speaks for himself. I would have said, look, Dima, worry about Juanita, and if he's sleeping with men, Michael, a.k.a. Schmiegel, a.k.a. Gollum, a.k.a. Lord of the Rings, a.k.a. Where's My Precious? Worry about that. Worry about those credit card receipts. Worry about that. Worry about headed to the laundromat. Worry about that. Worry about getting his nails and toes done. Worry about that. Worry about the inappropriate relationship that the coach, your coach, had with a underage student. Worry about that. And when they told him He ignored it. But that is not the reason why Juan got fired. Not this salacious court case. That wasn't it. Worry about why Juan is, again, not behind you to take the blows that you're taking. Worry about that. Don't worry about my husband and his flaccid brown penis. Bitch. That's what she should have said. Someone had the audacity to send in a question: did Candace pay the woman to retract the story? The question should have been: did Giselle pay the one to put the woman to put the story out there in the first place? That should have been the question. So the woman who put the rumor out, when it was asked, do you think Giselle had something to do with it? And then Candace said, I don't trust anybody. And then she said, I don't know that woman. It's just the same thing that Chris said. And Chris ate her ass up. He should have done the same thing. Right. What he said was, just like you had your feelings about saying that I forced you into that room, Candace has the right to feel how she felt about you being involved with the woman who I was accused of having an affair with. Everybody has feelings, right? You better, Chris, get her. And don't come in my comments telling me about that Caucasian man was attacking that high yellow white black woman. I don't give a fuck. He had the right to defend himself. Right is right and wrong is wrong, in my opinion. I said what the fuck I said. And then Chris drops another bomb. Explosive. Just let me say this. Being that Candace had the right to feel how she feels, and Giselle said what she said, and then Andy says, well, I thought y'all had buried the hatchet. And he's like, I thought we had too. But at the same time, she continued to talk as she did. See, that's the thing about Giselle. He's saying that she got away with saying, oh, I just misused the wrong word. And she moving right along, right? But Candace can get on Twitter and say one thing about one of the green-eyed hypocrites. And oh, right, it's an ocean tsunami, right? Come on, Chris, break it on down. See, that's why everybody need a husband like Chris. And it throws the shade. Why is it important for you guys to come and one never comes? You better say it again, other husbands. Besides Juanita, she might have well not married Juanita. He didn't even come when she married. Foolishness. And she's been able to get away with this for all these years. How many reunions did he come to? I think he came to the first one. I don't remember him after that. He's not memorable anyway. And he damn sure is not as handsome as people say he is. I can get it to Eddie, honey. Gordon says, even though all this backlash has come out about me and my ex-wife, and well, we're still married, but I'm coming to support her. Right. And the other knuckle is over there supporting her through the phone. Just like Jamal. And by the way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seasons. And Giselle, the demon imp. No man behind her. Now, I'm not big on women having to have a man because I don't have one myself, and just really okay with that. And it's okay to be okay with not having one. But that one right there, that green-eyed demon, that green-eyed imp, no ma'am. She wants somebody. And that lonely, evil, cold, ice-cold heart of hers will never, ever, ever, ever get the kind of love from a man that she so desires. And I don't give one single solitary fuck. She deserves it. If nobody else deserves it, she does. You just wait one damn minute. I know they didn't end this show with Gordon talking about the people got questioned. See, it's bad weather here in the SIP. And my my streaming services decided it wanted to act a fool and brown, as my kids say. So some of my viewing pleasure was disturbed. And that's why I didn't get to see Giselle, all of the conversation between Giselle and Chris, but I just got to see it all, and I saw all what I need to see. I wish Candace had done the same thing. Because once again, when Wrinkle Neck gets it, all she can do is throw her hands through her hair, look around like, what's going on? Is somebody going to defend me? I'm Big Sister Gorgeous One. Everybody loves me, but nobody's supposed to come up against me. You can't say anything about me. You can't attack me, or I'm going to take it as an attack. I'm sorry, you can't say anything about me, or I'm going to take it as an attack. And anything you say about me, I'm going to be very, very angry with you and very, very mean if my other friends don't follow me. Come on, guys. Follow me. I'm Big Sister Gorgeous One. You're my friends. You're not their friends. Don't have their backs. Don't say a nice thing about those dark people. Don't you dare. That's how she acts. But anyway, I am triggered, baby. I am triggered. Okay? And with that, I am going to close. I just wish all Africans born in America, stolen Africans, would understand our greatness outside of this country. Okay? And with that being said, I am going to close. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell button so you can be notified when I upload a video. And sharing is caring. So share the video as much as you would like. The likes should match the views. The likes are not matching the views. I may end up having like 200 likes and 200 views and 34 likes. That doesn't match. I'm willing to take at least 100 there. Okay? Come in the house, click on the video, and hit the like button. I know once you get into the content, because I do that with my content creator. I get into it and I'm like, oh, snap, I forgot to hit the like button. So I just started hitting that little like button, that little thumbs up button, as soon as I come in. And with that said, I am going to close. Again, I know I said that already. But as I do when I close, I'm going to chop them up. Deuces. Come on in. Still commercial-free entertainment over here.